to a sacred place where we speak our truth, share our knowledge, and shatter limiting beliefs. We are your hosts, Vanessa and Isabel.
Welcome back. Let's dive into some more of our story, our journey, and another episode of Freedom Talks.
This IBVB show is equipped with a lot of insight on how to flourish both in life and in business. And our intention here is to really help you see things in a different way. Yes, there are many ways to launch. There's many ways to start a business or to grow a relationship. And this is our story. Hopefully our kids can look back and listen to this and be like, ow, or like get some insight on that. And that'll be really nice.
Yeah.
And hopefully it inspires someone to do it.
Yeah.
And it being their dream.
Yeah, and not settling, and the power of a decision. So we're talking about consciously making the decision to miss our flight back home to Miami from Thailand. And now we ended up living in Thailand for 2 years. So we just spoke in the last episode, the first year of living in Chiang Mai, where we launched the book, we were doing the travel mindset marketplace, we were tiptoeing in, you were creating some websites for some people, right? And, experimenting with ClickFunnels and in the DM helping authors, launch their own book with some websites and stuff like that. So we were like, wow, we were understanding, we were seeing the power, and we were like, let's go full throttle on this, on helping coaches, because we were now booking appointments, through helping authors. We were actually connecting, we were hashtagging like brand new author, hashtag new author through Instagram. And we were finding people that were hashtagging new author. So we would DM, direct message on Instagram, those authors, hey, I see you're launching a book. We can help you pre-order your books and create a website for your book launch.
This is how we did it.
This is how we did it. Let's book a call if you're interested. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm interested. We got some people to respond back. But we were doing numbers as well. Because we know that it's not just you can message 5 people or 10 people. We committed to say, let's message 500 people every single month. Let's look at it. That means 17 people for me every day, 17 people for Isabel every day. That was 34 people a day times 30 days is how much? Let's see. Hopefully that's 500. Because I remember 34.
Yeah, that was
So 34 times
number.
30. Oh, that's 1,000, 500 each.
Yeah.
So we're doing 500 each, something like that.
Yeah.
And so we were starting to track it, getting numbers. Once we were doing, it's a lot of work. We're all day on the DM. So we're like, we got to go hire somebody to do what we're doing because now we're booking appointments.
Yeah, mind you, this is how it really went down.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, I remember, it was brutal for me. This activity was brutal.
Yeah.
And you understood these numbers because you learned it from network marketing.
Yeah.
I had no clue about no DM and numbers and tracking, and it's all about the numbers.
So I'm like, trust it. She sees nothing happening. I'm like, don't worry, the last week of the month, trust me, that's when a client's going to convert.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah, for like 2 weeks, I'm like, cricket. I'm like, what? And every single time, it always happened where like, I would DM Stacy. I would find this perfect person. I'd be like, Stacy, you are amazing. We can help you. We can do everything. I love this. And you're perfect. And Stacy would respond back 3 days later. She'd be like, no. Oh, broke my heart left and right. And that will break any type of limiting belief because after Stacy came 100 more Stacys in the DM. So that really helped me build, thicker skin.
Yeah.
And I thought I had thick skin, but not in that context.
Yeah.
So that was a huge skill.
Yeah.
Huge
and
skill.
I had built a lot of that thicker skin of the rejection.
Yeah.
in network marketing when I would go to physical Starbucks and try to get people's numbers and all of that. So that was a growth that when it came to the DM, I was like, I know this game. And it happened every single time at the end of the month. It always resulted, the activity always resulted in the conversion.
Yeah.
And you started to see that, and then we started to track the numbers, and we're like, so now we knew if we reach out to this many people per day, this many people per month, this many people are gonna book a call. From the people that book a call, this is how many people will convert to clients. So we started, because of tracking and the numbers, now we're like,
it's predictable.
Now we can help others do the exact same thing. And that's how.
And that's when it becomes fun.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes fun. Because at first, it's not. At first, it's like this brutal thing that you're trying to understand.
Yeah.
You know? Then it starts like, wait, we just sold, what did we just sell? Like 6 months worth of rent on a 30-minute call. What? Okay. And then if we do it again, it's again the same thing. It got to the point where it became so predictable that we're like, nothing but net, you know.
Let's triple this, quadruple this.
Let's go all in.
Yeah.
And I remember when we started hiring our first people, right? We experimented with a lot of different cultures. Here in Thailand, we experimented. We also tried overseas. Well, actually, we are overseas, but you know, in India, we tried Bangladesh. That's where we met Happy. Also in the Philippines, and we just experimented with a lot of different things. But this, if that was the first little skill set that you had to understand and the first little burn that you have to go through, which is learning the skill set, hiring and getting someone to do that work, that brutal work, that's the next journey.
Yeah, and training so that they can duplicate it, and then overseeing the accountability and all that.
Understanding that your 100% will never be their 100%.
Yeah.
It might be 30%, then 50%, then maybe 80%. And if it's 80% done, like Dan Martell says in his book, it's like glorious.
Yeah.
That was a hard lesson for me to understand.
Yeah. No, yeah, beautiful journeys. Not only when you're growing a business, I really look at it as a spiritual growth as well.
Big.
It's going hand in hand.
Lay it down.
You know? But yeah, it's, I mean, that year we were going. Now we were helping coaches to generate more leads because they were having challenges, but we found the secret sauce because we were doing it. Obviously there's more detail to that, but then we were doing that service for them and helping them do that for them to get appointments and to convert clients.
Yep.
And so that was really awesome. In that year, that was our first 6 figures. Like that was our goal. But we also had a goal to save 6 figures, and we were living in Chiang Mai, so the expenses were low. We were able to do it. We were working, and we hit those for the first time. And it was like, I remember for years that was a goal. You know, for me when I was in network marketing, and so many years, it was like, you're going after the goal, you're going after the goal, you're going after the goal, and you don't hit it, you don't hit it, you don't hit it, you don't hit it, and then when you hit it, you're like, awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. And what I really admired about us is like, when we hit it, we're like, what's next?
You realize how it was like
nothing.
Yeah.
Like it is nothing.
Yeah. And now today especially.
I mean, 6 figures is nothing. It's like, what are you gonna do with that? You know? So like, that ability to store the 6 figures allowed us to really set a whole nother level of belief into what we were building, because we never lived outside of our means. You know, living here in Chiang Mai, we finally bought a new pair of clothes after like we finally hit like 50K in the bank.
That green and white striped shirt,
you were
rocking that one.
I wore that out. That striped shirt has a lot of memories and a lot of sweat, honey. No, it was a beautiful time because going back to divine timing and how everything really comes together when you're in alignment.
Yeah.
You know, we created a system.
Yeah.
And we didn't even realize that we created a system.
Yeah.
You had the background of seeing your mom control the situation with her employees and her staff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saw that. I had a completely different scenario. I came from like a working class family that they were the staff, you know, and now it's being flipped on me where I need to delegate. I need to share with someone. You got to do this, this, and this, and you got to follow these steps in order to get this result. And if it wasn't for you allowing me to fail so many times, I don't think I would have the confidence that I have today and the ability to stand strong when I say no to someone or say yes to someone. You know, because in those moments when you're trying to teach someone else what you've already learned, you start finding out who you really are as a leader, as a person, as a human being, how much humanity and patience you have.
Well, I never saw you as failing at all. I never saw myself as failing. I saw it always as like, we're growing, we're learning, we're gonna mess up, you're gonna fall down. You embrace it, and how do we get back up? You know, back up again, fall, get back up and get improved, get better. You know, that's what it's about. It's feedback, it's learning, it's growth. It's like, it's never gonna be perfect all the way through, and that's the beauty of embracing it all, you know?
Yeah. And it's crazy. There's a handful of people that we met in the DM, right? Federica. We connected in Chiang Mai 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is just yesterday we were having a conversation.
Yeah.
So those relationships that we built in the DM are one of the strongest, most powerful connections.
Yeah.
Because it's so true.
Yeah.
When it's integrity based, when it's like so genuine and pure.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you connect with your people, your vibe, you know, it's beautiful connection. And many people we've met in person, which is really awesome experience.
Yeah.
And some we've never had that we will eventually. But so amazing, that journey, and you know, how it continued to evolve, you know, and what has happened, you know, recently with that business. And Ivy Leads will share with you in the next episode. Are we going to continue to dive into this, or more of our story? We're gonna switch it up. We wanted to just share a lot of like how we met, a little bit about us, our story, and we're going to get into other topics as well.
Yeah, because Ivy Leads at one point, you know, that was our first business together. You know, a real legitimate business that, and I say legitimate business is we had staff, we had like responsibilities outside of our own to cover. And this was a business that was taking care of us, and it was taking care of over 60 people because we had a huge team helping. So I call that our first big, I don't even know, we birthed something incredible.
And we learned so much.
Yeah.
You know, learned so much of things now where we're in the situation of like, this is what we would want to do again. This is what we don't want to do.
Yeah, and
repeat.
it was at the prime time when Instagram just started popping off.
Yeah.
The same exact strategy that we learned and we were doing for ourselves and others, I think it's kind of different now. Which the climate is completely different because the trust is different.
It's been a little bit saturated and requires more trust.
Oof.
And more connection
So
when
much.
people are going to do business with other people today. So, I mean, it's still effective because it's connections, but you have to really connect. You can't just be using a bot. Not that we ever did, because we were very about personalization and being personal with who you're connecting with, not just sending automated things out. And I think that's going to remain always consistent in everything that we do. It's that human to human connection, that relationship, that realness of connecting, and you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And whatever we do. So
we actually created a course that is being that actually shares with you the entire process. It's called the Online Business Mastery Program.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, let us know. We would love to actually share a clip with you, because this is actually that we're licensing out to companies. So if you are a business owner right now that is looking to grow your team in an organic way with authenticity and values, the Online Business Mastery Program could be something that you might want to look into for your internal staff.
Absolutely, and we're super celebrating all the clients and friends that we met that are now implementing this strategy and have grown so much, you know, with building their own team and utilizing the strategy. So that's really awesome to see.
And just to see the transformation, going back to the integrity of it all, I believe that the community that we built with Ivy Leads and the connection that we really cultivated within the type of clients that we were handpicking, because we weren't just, you know, reaching out to whomever.
No, yeah.
We were very selective on who we wanted to work with. Coaches, spiritual coaches, business coaches, yoga coaches, marriage coaches, you name it, all sorts of coaches. We worked with them. But the most important part was that they were not selling a shoe. They were not selling stuff that they didn't believe in and they didn't follow through with. That was a big requirement. And they cared so much about their brand that they were super, super picky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like all the people that we were working with had huge values, huge personalities, and huge like respect for themselves and for others. So when all those people come together, it's lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the people that really did connect with one another are still friends till this day. And that's one of my best, I say, accomplishments that I say that I will always keep in the back of my pocket right here, you know, ready. Because where else do you see that? Mm-hmm. You know, I think that it's the same type of feeling that I guess my parents feel when they go to church and they see their best friends. Yeah. You know, or you go back to a high school reunion and you see your homies, you know, or like that type of like deeper
it's like
connection.
a common ground that's like we did this together type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like it's cool.
I love that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. Let us know what you got out of it. Hopefully you got some good what do you call it? Some good
seeds,
but also like some good, you know, maybe it stirred something in your mind or in yourself to accomplish. Even if you're not a business owner or entrepreneur, you know, I feel like there's so many lessons that we can pick up from sharing our stories and experiences with each other.
And I'll just point this out. It was definitely not butterflies and rainbows. Okay? We're sharing with you the highlights because we're all human beings here and we tend to remember the greatness, the good. But there was days that Vanessa and I didn't sleep, or nights, or days, because we were so caught up in the day-to-day. We were so, like, if anything happened, we were so startled.
Yeah, and we didn't really have a lot of boundaries within the business or ourselves or with our clients. Oof. You know, so that was definitely a big learning lessons of boundaries to set in those.
Boundaries are something that, just like I learned how to, you know, come together with you and we created something, I think boundaries were my next lesson in life that allowed me to become who I am today. You know what I mean? Because I had absolutely no boundary. I had no idea what saying no to someone actually meant for me. You know? And that's, I feel, something that a lot of people, I feel like, and this might sound completely off, but if you have a service-based business, boundaries will be the biggest hurdle for you. If you know how to really work boundaries, and delegation and every other skill that comes with a service-based business and an agency. And you can couple that up and bundle it up with integrity and authenticity.
You have a nice capuyen.
You have a nice mix of something.
And even in life, boundaries, you know?
Yeah,
relationships, life,
Yeah.
and just having that respect for yourself, you know? That'll trickle through everything in your life, whether it's your business.
What you said is
Whatever.
on point.
Yeah.
The spiritual journey that happens when you're building your first business will never, ever, ever, ever be the same. You will never be the same after you've gone through that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
What a beautiful thing.
All right. Well,
In the next episode, we'll be talking about boundaries and what were the soft skills that were really learned that made us truly excel in our business towards the end of that first business, and what happened in that business and where it is today, and you know how you can really use those skills now. Start now with that, so you don't have to go through such hardship like we did. You can start with the right mindset.
or greater awareness as well.
Yeah.
All right.
See you in the next one.
We are your hosts, Vanessa and